Chapter 4. Declaration of War. The soldiers and scholars patiently await their orders in silence in anticipation of their leader to speak. You have been summoned here to discuss the events that will be soon to come. You all play a very important role in the coming hours. Zafxen raises his hands high. Today we will strike Xizor and steal his powerful artifact. We have learned much about my brother, including his weak will to that of a human woman. We cannot allow such a foolish leader to run rampant, not especially with Xemezian going crazy. Zafxen pulls out a graph/map of the U.S. A group of super soldiers will be accompanying me to an immediate teleportation. If Xizor notices, the super soldiers will protect me as my fluid refills. I would prefer to not have a skirmish with Xizor, but that might be inevitable. What of us soldier ranks? A lead soldier asks. And how will you effectively utilize our ranks? A scholar leader asks. Allow me to explain, Eddy says. If you look at this map, it will indicate where Xizor's base is. We obtained this info when he summoned a crown. Now they freely train without disarming their locators. They are likely trying to spout the message, "We do not care if you know where we are. We do not fear you," Eddy explains. Today we will show them that my name should be feared. They will lose their precious artifact to me. We will drive them from their precious base. Once Zafxen confirms he has his hands on the object with a signal, we will rush the base. More specifically, all of you will rush their base and cause as much disruption as you can. I will make sure to regain my fluid back before sending the signal out. This way, if I am to somehow lose to them, I can quickly teleport back here to get away. It will take a decent amount of fluid to be able to teleport myself and the super soldiers for a surprise attack. How long it will take will depend on factors like time of day and temperature. We deduced it might take around 40 minutes, so stay vigilant, Eddy adds. 2 attacks, a surprise attack and an all-out attack. If we coordinate, we can win. The surprise attack will distract and disrupt their patrols while I get the artifact. When I teleport myself back with the artifact here, the all-out attack should execute their remaining army. We will likely receive heavy casualties, but this cannot be avoided. We are betting on a total wipeout of their forces, the securing of their artifact, and the timely submission of one of the 4 leaders. With Xizor's submission, we will only have 2 others to convince to agree to make me the Allfather. The Allfather places measures to make all the leaders rebootable, so to speak. He must have expected the 4 leaders to make tons of mistakes and die over and over again before the next Allfather was selected. But with my swift and decisive attack, we will speed up any potential disagreements. What if their army flees? A soldier asks. Pursue them and drive them north to our base. We are leaving the other super soldiers here in case Talitroux or Xemezian attack in my absence. When do we commence? Another asks. We will leave at once. When we end the summit, we will set out. Scholars should make rounds to each of you to test fluid levels and run crown diagnostics. What are the chances they are prepared for an attack like this? Should we not spy before rushing in? A scholar asks. Zafxen leaps down with haste and lands hard in front of the scholar. Pardon my question, my lord. I speak not to question you, but to challenge your brain with ideas. I am your leader. Anyone who questions my choices should leave now and fight for my siblings. I mean no disrespect. Focus on how you can make my mission a success and do everything in your power to make it happen. Yes, sir, it shouts. Zafxen teleports back to the awning. Scholars make their rounds checking on crowns. Some of the scholars perform small welding jobs to patch any surface cracks on their crowns. Others test fluid on the spot to ensure proper cell migration. One soldier had to be flushed, where almost all the Miats inside are sick, so they had to dump the fluid completely and use fluid from another soldier to restart the multiplication process. Eddy, how are the supers? No problems, but one of their neural capacitors was sparking. I regulated the coolant flow, but it keeps overheating. There is no rush, as long as we strike today. Xizor is slow to strike, but strike they will. Although he can't teleport, it would be trouble if they knew our base's location. With his power, he could make a comet take this whole state. Eddy says. Why do you think I was as careful as I was? Without a doubt, we have the upper edge today. We must keep up the momentum at all costs. So you have faith in the supers we leave behind to ward them off, worst case? No, I have faith in my sharp-tongued but wise little cousin Eddy. You made the soldiers, so don't let me down. Back to the overheating super, Zafxen says, as the checks on the army continue. Let's go look at it together, Eddy says. The 2 walk for about a mile through the old airport until they reach a large metal door at the end of the hallway. They work their way down a dimly lit stairwell for what seems like forever. Old plane parts scatter the area and the ceiling is high. In the center sat the super soldiers. Speak of the devils, Zafxen says. They might as well be devils with their power levels. As Zafxen and Eddy enter the room, the Super's eye lights all glow brightly orange, and they stand to greet their master. You see, Eddy bypassed the protocols deep within the crown, and was able to find strong humans 7 foot or higher in great health, but with low IQs. The modified Hunter Crown, forced to turn orange, is then forced to harbor against the own crown's will. Eddy forces them to collide with a brain. Several million oranges die per crown, since they reject human brains naturally, until the forced meshing creates a super soldier. Zafxen is then utilized to enter the crown microscopically to ensure there are no issues. Do you think you can check him out again for me, cuz? Yeah, I will. Don't call me that. You may be Eddy, but I am not Zion. Just entertain it. Focus on the mission. Why you? Suddenly, Zafxen shrinks and shoots into the crown. Zafxen floats around, scoring and scanning the crown for any potential issues. He quickly arrives to the room just inside a small outer panel. This is the spot that's overheating. It's 200 degrees. Is the crown malfunctioning? If nothing is done, it will burn a hole into the crown. I am more concerned that Eddy, of all people, was unable to figure out why this has been happening. Come to think of it, the super has been stubborn since we started the project, whereas all the others worked fine. Strange. Zafxen grows slightly larger and peels off the panel after unscrewing some screws with a crown attachment. He doesn't see anything at first. Let's run a heat scan, he thinks. He does a command on the crown that scans the temperature of the area scanned and reports back instantly. There is something extremely hot showing inside the panel, but yet I don't see anything. Is it maybe a pre-existing condition the human had, like cancer or something? Zafxen begins to walk away but notices some fresh scar tissue and worst off recent stitches. Eddy didn't report this. Should I leave and ask him about it? No, there is no time. We need to fix the super and head to Xizor. Zafxen looks curiously at the small stitches and rips them off, making an area on the skull the size of a dime to rip open. Zafxen sticks his hand in to feel around for an anomaly, and at last, through the sticky flesh, sits a small device emitting a red light. He pulls it from the bloody flesh and inspects it. What is this embedded in the super? Eddy wouldn't do something like this, but this looks like the work of a green nonetheless. Wait, this could explain why Eddy was unable to locate this if a green with a better IQ placed it. But who or why? There's no way Xizor got a spy in here under my nose. Zafxen's thoughts are interrupted by a beeping sound coming from the device Zafxen found. Zafxen, I know this will find you well. I figured I would send you this reminder to my one true competitor. This is Xemezian's voice. How did he do it? I'm sure you are confused, so I will explain. This is a recording that I actually made the day before the invasion in secret. You see, I know how stubborn and thick-skulled you can be, but we share this trait. I told you on the ship, my thoughts of the human race. Why make our glorious soldier race have to clean up after we reset the world? The obvious choice is to enslave the humans, and for us to each live in our own domain and forget about the competition our Allfather left for us. He hasn't changed a bit. I will wait for you to pick your human in secret, and then land and harbor a nearby human when you do so to avoid your detection. I will make a scholar and task him to infiltrate your ranks when you start to build your army. I will give him this recording device to eventually plant. Once I am satisfied, I will purge myself, which will set me back for my final host I pick, but I can be patient. That crafty bastard. My message is as follows. I am not like you other three. I have deep-seated racism towards the humans. I would rather use them as livestock than give them mercy of the swift reset that would create the new Allfather. I will finally have the power I coveted since we talked about it as youths on the mothership. You and the others are to stay away from me. I will make my own destiny. Geez, I sound like our stupid dreamer brother Xizor, but I digress. I will never come after you all or change my mind about becoming the Allfather or attempting to compete with you all and potentially lose my power to one of you tryhards. Long story short, I hate humans and I am lazy. I will find a place to call home, and you all will stay away if you value your lives at all. You will wish you were dead if you come here. Goodbye, Zafxen. Don't worry, this is just a recorder, not a threat. Just destroy it and heed my commands. Zafxen stares at the recorder with his mouth wide. I was outsmarted by Xemezian. I was so caught up on harboring, and then my stupid human managed to shoot me. The chaos must have been when he did all this. All to threaten me? He clearly would rather not fight. But I can all but assume he has been training like crazy in case I do come after him. I had no idea his caliber until today. He is dead serious, and he, without a doubt, will become our biggest obstacle for completing our mission. How could he treat the All-Father this way? But wait, he knew we would have different personalities. This is all part of the mission. Unify and reset together. The one who makes the final call will become the All-Father, is what the tablet said. Zafxen starts to fume in anger and steam. He suddenly teleports instantly outside of the super, which makes Eddy fall in fear. No amount of IQ level can prep you for that, Eddy thinks. What did you find? Eddy tries to ask, but is interrupted by steam blasting off Zafxen. Zafxen, what's wrong? Eddy asks in a panic. What's got him so worked up? Eddy thinks. Suddenly, Zafxen's arm blimps, and with an angry face charges his fist and smashes it violently into the super. The area around the crater left suddenly begins to atomize as the super flies through the wall. Eddy stares in panic and confusion. We leave for Xizor the instant my fluid is restored.